went to Denmark for the major. It was
Yeah.
great. It's the first time I've ever been to a major. I loved it. It was
Ever
quite the
been to an
experience.
S tier event?
Yeah, I've been to IEM Dallas. I went to the IEM Chicago
yeah.
events.
Yeah, those are
Yep.
those are like
They're very nice. Very
those
nice.
are like
the
major
major
events, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So you mean like Katowice and like Cologne, those kind of
well,
events?
I mean like like actually
Yeah.
major events.
Yeah, I want to go to Cologne this year, maybe. I'm not sure. I really enjoy traveling to Europe. It's a lot of fun. And the major was nice. It was really nice. I can't lie. I got recognized way more often than I thought I would. Not to just talk about that just because, but I will mention it because a lot of people met me and it was like in the most random places. In Denmark, because they're big on CS, a lot of people walking around know what's going on, you know? It's like they see me and they're confused. So I got recognized in public, which was outrageous to me. We were touring a castle, me and my dad were literally walking around in a castle looking at fucking thrones, big ass paintings and sculptures. And somebody was like looking, he was like, oh, and then he looked at me and he went, oh, are you Austin? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, where am
sick.
I was sick, yeah. And then I got recognized. I went to Sweden as well while I was there to check it out. I got recognized in Sweden. It was crazy. Like they take their CS stuff serious, so they're on top of the YouTube shit. It was wild. I thought I was gonna have to hire a security guard to walk around with me.
You got a lot of notoriety, dude. You're like you have the people that know you or know of you is fucking unbelievably massive. Like it might be more people than know of me.
Yeah, I mean it's just short content, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of, and like also being around all the streamers all the time as well. Like it's just interesting. I got to meet Sparkles. That was the only YouTuber I met while I was there, which is kind of unfortunate because I was gonna go to the after party, which would have been lit, but my flight left like 3 hours after the final, so I didn't go.
That's how it always goes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is how it always goes. It would have been really cool to go hang out with everybody, but it is what it is. Yeah,
I forgot Sparkles made content, to be honest. I always need to get reminded because he just makes these case opening videos now, right?
Yeah, these days anyway. But yeah, he's a great guy, super nice guy.
That's the niche I gotta get into.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I like that community. I think they're fun. I think they're cool to talk to.
Yeah, there's been all that drama because I've seen so much drama at the skins community recently, dude.
Yeah, there's drama in the skins community. Then of course, you know, there was the incident at the major, which we don't need to go into detail about. But like that kind of stuff is, I don't know. There's a lot of skin drama. There's a lot of drama right now. Yeah, it's pretty rough. And then what about this? Not only are there skins drama, there's a YouTuber content creator drama with people quitting the game. Did you see that? I don't know about you. It could be genuine, but we all know damn well that these guys are not quitting CS. You know what I mean? Like
they're just quitting matchmaking.
They're quitting matchmaking, exactly. So then like they make this video to say that, oh, I make videos on skins. Yeah, I also play the game. You didn't know that, but I do, and I'm quitting. And none of my content is centralized around me playing the game, but I'm quitting. Just letting you guys all know.
Yeah,
but I will be honest.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will be honest though, I played Premiere the other day and I got 7 cheaters in 3 games.
Yeah, but here's first of all, it actually tilts me when people do this, okay? Because I guarantee you the odds of getting a cheater in your game, once you already have a cheater in your game, is like 10 times higher. Because you're in a game that has whatever trust factor that has cheaters in it. So you could go in and play 5 games and have 20 cheaters in 5 games, but 20 cheaters were in 2 games. The numbers don't add up. But 20 cheaters were in 2 games, and then you had 3 legit games. And then when you say you have 20 cheaters in 5 games, it gives off this vibe that, it has to have been...
You're right.
A cheater in every game.
You're right. That's definitely inflated. It's definitely inflated numbers then. I mean, that's how many cheaters.
I know you got no cheaters in one of your game.
One of them, yes.
Yeah. So you played 3 games, and 7 cheaters in 3 games gives off the air of a cheater in every game.
Yeah, true. You're right. It does. So it is a little misleading on accident. Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's also like, dude, this is the fucking problem, dude. You go in after not playing for a while, and you're expecting to play legit players.
Right.
If someone doesn't play matchmaking for 6 months, they're probably a cheater. The odds of them being a cheater is super fucking high, especially if they're like, when they do play, they're really good. So it's feel like the expectation should be that you probably get a lot of cheaters in your rank-in games because you haven't played in a while.
Well,
and that's what everyone's doing. Everyone's like, well, I play Faceit, so I'm going to go try matchmaking. And it's like, yeah, I haven't tried matchmaking in 3 years. I wonder how it's going to go.
I'm pretty sure that what I brought up on the last time we talked about this was that if people who play Faceit have to launch their game in insecure mode, which lowers your trust factor.
Yeah.
But like I said, and somebody called me cringe for having a second account, which is wild to me because I'm just playing comp, which is unrated. Anyway, so I have a second account and I win. I play it on it and I never got a cheater because that account has never touched Faceit. It was high trust factor, no issues at all. And then I get on my main and I get a bunch of cheaters immediately because I have the anti-cheat for Faceit. So I think there might be something to the trust factor thing, but I mean, I know that cheating is still bad. It's probably the worst it's ever been, but I don't know. I don't feel like I know enough to talk about this.
Well, part of the problem is that, like, if anyone ever says, I don't think the cheating problem is that bad, they're instantly gonna get bullied into being like, oh, you're just sucking Voostin, you're just clout chasing, as if Valve has ever given a fuck what anyone says ever, or if the free clout is in saying CS sucks. That's the clout.
That is the clout, bro. Like, I don't understand, man. Like, people are going after me and you also on Twitter about we say that CS2 isn't that bad. I still think it's better than CSGO, but people come after us and they say it's because the rent's due. What the fuck does that even mean? The rent's due. Buddy, if the rent was due, I'd make a video about quitting the game. Fuck are you talking about? That was what I would do if the rent was due. All right, I understand.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think the cheating situation is probably even nearly as bad as people make it out to be, because I've seen a couple of people that are like, I don't really get that many cheaters in my game. -10 karma on the Reddit thread.
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
every time someone says that, they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you're so dumb. You must be bad.
Yeah, you're basically not allowed to say that I don't get that many cheaters in my games. Like, you're not allowed to say that.
You're not allowed to say anything good about the game, even as just some random person. Heaven forbid you're a content creator. I mean, seriously, you're not allowed to like the game right now. The community is so weird.
It's crazy.
Not a big fan of that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, dude.
That was a valid point that you brought up to me the other day when you said people should have realized things were getting out of hand when they started to agree with Loba.
Yes. Yeah. Loba is like fucking go. I've seen a couple of his tweets because I unmuted him and he just goes off, dude. He's completely fucking unhinged. Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, people started agreeing with them, and it is what it is. They were making fun of him, giving him a hard time for the longest time, and here we are now.
It's the pendulum swing, dude. Because at the beginning it was like, this is the worst game ever, and then for some reason everyone was like, no, everyone's fucking high on crack. This game's amazing, and then now it's like, oh well. It really is like, oh, now I'm allowed to say the game sucks? Okay, now I'm going to say it like 10 times as hard. I don't know. A lot of the arguments people have like against CS2, there's problems with the game. I think the first problem is that I don't know if the cheater situation is worse or if they've just reminded everyone, hey, matchmaking exists, go play it.
I think that's the most likely solution. Solution to that question. I think by introducing a new thing to encourage people to play matchmaking, you're just gonna see that more often. I don't know. Like I said, I don't live in the Valve matchmaking, so I couldn't tell you how bad it actually is from my perspective. Only what I hear, and what I hear is every day people say that there's cheaters. That's really all I can say. And in my experience, all I have is the yes on my main, on my second account that I use for experiments only. It's not bad.
So I'd say like the last 3 weeks I haven't been playing matchmaking, but I was playing, a few times a week before that, and I rarely saw cheaters, like once in a while, like every 5 or 7 games or something. And it wasn't even like, I wouldn't really get spin botters. It would be like, this guy seems like he's like no Faceit account, seems kind of suspect, don't really care to go back and look, but he's probably cheating type of thing. I mean, it was about as much as you'd expect, if not less than in CSGO. I feel like if you got to global in CSGO, you were getting a cheater in every game.
I remember that. Me and my friends used to play matchmaking like after practices or after matches or whatever, and we would always run into cheaters back in CSGO. But people didn't play matchmaking back then. People just played Faceit or ESEA or community servers. That was really what people did back in the day, and that's just how it was. You knew they were cheating, and you're like, yeah, that's just how it is. That's why you don't play matchmaking.
Dude, there's a lot of fucking problems with CS2 though. The community browser is a fucking joke. The fact that it really minimizes you out of your game.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
How have they not changed that, dude? How does that exist? That is so terrible.
It's really bad. Yeah, I don't like that. See, like I said, we've talked about this a lot because it's just the topic always in the community. Like, I don't think there's a lot of things wrong with CS2. I think when we bring up like things that are actually wrong with the game though, Like, people get so hard stuck on bugs that don't matter instead of talking about mechanics in the game. Like, I never, like, I feel like I'm the only one that ever brought up anything about walking through smokestack being too good. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm the only one that ever brought that up. Like, that was a new mechanic. And people just don't care about the actual changes to the game, just the bugs.
Well, the problem is, like, CS2 is actually, it's surprisingly different. I remember, like, one time I used to play League of Legends, and my friend tried to introduce me to Dota, and I fucking hated it because I had, like, expectations for what a MOBA is supposed to be, and Dota was so different that it was actually, like, worse than if I had never played one because I had some expectations. That's honestly kind of what I feel like is happening with CS2, where some people are like, especially people that played CSGO but didn't play for the last few years. For me, for example, I could go in and play in CSGO and do just fine. But then CS2 comes out and it's like I lost like 20% of my skill right away. So I think a lot of people that weren't playing recently, especially, are like more mad about CS2. That were like resting on what they already had, their skill level, and they're like especially bad now. And then you have like the expectations of what it is supposed to be, but it's not. And then like I saw you arguing with that guy about the game crashes. If you look at like
CSGO crashed all the time.
I looked at this in the date range before CS2 released. ROPS crashed in a 14-14 of like map 3 of a quarterfinal of some event, and it probably cost them the game. And there's one post about it, like one article about it, and that's all I could find. I couldn't find any tweets about it. I couldn't find a Reddit thread on it. It was like nobody cared. There was nobody pushing like, go back to the old game. It was just like, yeah, that's just reality. You know, get over it. That's just what happens. But now it's like someone crashes. And yeah, it's happening more often, but it's also like fucking you have 500 tweets about it.
Yeah. I mean, the crashes are more frequent, but like I said, you know, people are acting like CSGO never, ever, ever crashed. And to be honest, it did. It did crash a lot. I remember crashing even in some of my matches that I played, even towards the end. Like close to when CS2 was coming out, my game would crash every once in a while. People used to have just issues with like certain graphics cards or processors would just randomly stop working for CS. That was a problem people had for a long time. But yeah, we just kind of swept that under the rug because CSGO was perfect. That really irritates me a lot. Because like, I mean, I even found that example right away. Like I know a couple of crashes that have happened, like the one that I posted in that tweet, which is Guardian crashing in the middle of a round. It luckily got overturned. I don't know how they managed to pull that off because damage got dealt and whatever. But yeah, like that was a big crash. And then Olaf crashed later on in that same game.
Yeah, I didn't know about that, yeah.
Yeah, I did. But that's the thing, right? Like these things happened. It's just CS. Like, yes, so now we have 2 examples in back-to-back events, right? The Jame crash as well as now the device crash. Yeah, that sucks, but like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a CS2 problem exclusively.
It's definitely not a CS2 problem exclusively, but it's also just an expectation that you have when you have a more demanding game that it's probably going to crash a little bit more often.
Yeah, I know, like, if I try to play any other graphically demanding game, that shit crashes a lot, too. I remember I tried to play PUBG when the game came out, and it would always crash my shit, and it's just because it was a lot more graphically demanding. I mean, that's something when neither of us really know anything about that, but just, you know.
It's always the same thing with the CS community, man. It's always the same thing with the CS community, that you have a game that has had so few changes that any differences in the game are, like, extremely prone to getting trashed. Any variation, because the game has been so similar for so long. And I know people are going to go back to complaining about this, and I'm sure they're complaining about it now, but everyone should remember the next time people complain about Valve not communicating, just look at the way the community is. And then remember that the community was thinking the game was pretty decent the last time Valve communicated, and they still got shit on insanely hard. And not only that, but like one of the guys' comments about like you wouldn't want to sacrifice FPS for that, some tweet that looked not that great as a tweet, but then you read the context and it's, oh yeah, like you wouldn't want to sacrifice 5 FPS so that your jump is like exactly the same if that jump impacts nothing else. With the assumption that this only impacts like your jump being like 0.01 pixel different, if it didn't impact anything, you wouldn't want to sacrifice 5 FPS on your computer for that. If it does, then maybe you would. I think that was the context of that. But it was like, now that is still cited today.
Yeah.
That's still, people bring that shit up today. It's like, of course, Valve is never going to fucking communicate because they don't want to communicate. And there's no fucking reason they should. It literally only hurts them.
Yeah, they shouldn't say anything. Like, I'm surprised that they even came forward after the game released. Like, some of the devs came forward and were like, oh, I worked on the game. And it was like, everybody was happy. And then they started tweeting, you know, publicly. And then they just started getting shit on. like people just went after them for no reason. Like, I don't want them to communicate with the community because the community knows fucking nothing. I don't even know anything in the context of like what should change in the game. I don't even know if the bugs or the problems that like, I mean, bugs are one thing, but I don't know if the problems that I have with the game are things that need to be changed. I don't want them to just listen to me. I want them to do what they think is best and just we'll go from there. That's what they always did. The perfect game, CSGO. I feel like I'm like a evil villain, but the perfect game was made by Valve with very, very little influence from the community, if any at all, to be honest. And everybody had no issues with that. But now that they're not listening to the community, they want to cry. They didn't listen in CSGO.
No, everyone's gonna. A lot of people say CS 1.6 was the perfect game, which is just pure fucking delusion.
That's just delusion for
Dude,
sure.
I'm looking at my glasses on the other monitor, and they're so crooked. But I don't even think it's my glasses that are that crooked. I think it's the camera that's like pretty crooked.
Yeah, and you're trying to compensate for it.
And then it's way up above, so it's like my glasses are on fucking flat. My glasses are on flat, but they're gonna look crooked in a second. They're gonna look crooked.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
They look, because my head's like tilted a little, and then the camera's tilted. It's fucked, dude. And I'm looking at it, looks like I'm a fucking cartoon character on the other screen, dude. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I look like I'm a fucking, like, what is it? The Humpty Dumpty, dude. I'm fucking falling off a fucking ledge, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What is this, dude? I gotta fix this camera. I can't believe I didn't fix the fucking camera. Oh my God.
All good, man. I mean, like I said, people aren't going to be looking at that.
It's hard not to notice, man.
I mean, people, they're listening to us tabbed in a different screen, or like listening to us on their drive to work or whatever. That's what people say. I don't know if that's actually
people
true.
People that play CS don't work. Come on. Buddy.
Yeah, that's damn right. Anyway,
I don't know, man. CS2 has plenty of problems, and the problem is that like the community has riled themselves up to such a ridiculous degree that it's like. I literally posted this meme, the Family Guy meme, CS2 bad, and then the crowd cheers. And I've got like 3 or 4 people that are like, oh, so you think CS2 is perfect? It's like, bro, fucking what? All I'm doing is I'm trying to reference the fact that if I just make any comment that says CS2 sucks, I will get 1,000 likes instantly. It's like free fucking
honestly
clout.
we could test it right now. Like even on the podcast, if you tweet CS2 is bad, you'll probably have 1,000 likes on the tweet before the podcast is over.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that fucking rabbit hole.
No, but you should. But that would just be to prove a point.
Yeah, it would get if I did any real criticism for sure. Like if I'm like if CS2 is bad, people are gonna think I'm joking because that's what I do. But if I actually shit on CS2 after like 3 or 4 days of constant tweets and Reddit threads about CS2 sucking, there was the #1 post on the CSGO subreddit or the CS subreddit was, we need to have a talk about CS, or can we finally start talking about CS or something like that. It was like as if they had ignored the last week of everybody crying about CS sucking, and it was like, can we finally start talking about how CS sucks? It was like,
that's all I hear about.
How does it get to #1? How does a comment, how does a thread that ignores the context of everything for the last fucking week and a half? This date's getting longer and longer every time I repeat it. It somehow gets to the front as if everyone wasn't like, just now we need to have a conversation. This isn't like permanently we've been having this conversation.
I mean, just to be honest with you, the community will think that the game sucks forever. There's nothing we can do. I mean, like, it'll always be a part of the community. The only thing we can really control is how big that part of the community is, but there'll always be people that think the game sucks. There was people that didn't like CSGO. Even when I was getting into CSGO, people were like, yeah, I mean, this game is bad. You should have played 1.6. The movement was so much better. And it's like, what? And that was like, that's to this day. By the way, what is that, like 15 fucking years ago? Bro, I was literally in 1st grade. I was 6 years old and people are still saying that game was better. Bro, back then I was playing the new Mario Kart, dude. Like, I don't understand, dude. Like,
no, it's the same thing with CSGO, dude. It's the same thing with CSGO. That people remember CSGO for all the good things. They don't remember, like, one-way smokes.
People forgot. People forgot about that immediately. As soon as it was gone, it was like, yeah. They forgot how bad it actually was. Bro, it was so bad, everybody typed when you used a one-way. Everybody typed. They're like, oh, lame. Get a life, loser. One way. Like, dude, one-ways were really bad, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
CSGO had a lot of issues, man.
There was so many problems with that game, and it's just like we overlooked it because they just They weren't changing the game for so long because remember the entire Valve doesn't care about CSGO. Valve doesn't ever update the game. They don't talk to us. We never get any updates, no new content. And then we got a new game and everybody was like, Valve still doesn't care about it. Like, dude, get a grip, please.
It's funny because so many of the changes that people fucking hate, basically I mean, I've said this before, every change that Valve's ever made has pretty much been met with hate. But I think the majority of changes that people hated on in CSGO turned out to be probably pretty good ideas.
Yes.
Honestly, the majority of them. Even the fucking AWP nerf, I think, is a
Which one?
Clear... The major
movement
one,
or
the 2015 one, the movement speed.
I didn't play back then, so I could only assume. Like, I can't think of an update that was changed that hurt the game longer than like a week. Because if they ever broke something, it got fixed pretty quickly. All things considered, people will argue like, oh, the pistols were broken, like the Tech 9, the 5.7 CZ. I don't even know, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing. They take too long to make changes that they need to make.
The Krieg and the AUG, that's what I was thinking of.
They take too long to make those changes, but when they do make changes, they usually typically are good.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is like out of all the changes that they have made to guns, I'm kind of sad about some of them because I feel like they over nerf guns back into irrelevancy pretty often. Like when we had the Krieg, I still think the Krieg should be viable. I mean, and it kind of is, but the problem is that I feel like that gun got nerfed to irrelevancy because you don't see people buy it. Like if it was still good and had a place in the game, people would pick it over the AK still every once in a while when they had money, but they never do that anymore. It doesn't even have a place in the game anymore, and I think that kind of sucks.
Yeah, but I feel like to some extent the CS community is also pretty traditional. If a gun isn't a normal gun to buy, unless it is way better, like obscenely better, nobody's gonna buy it. It's just like everyone just buys what they buy.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Like I feel like there's probably viability. Like I've been saying, shotguns are pretty good. How long did it take people to start buying the fucking dualies?
Well, they got buffed.
They got buffed by $100.
But that's a big deal because they're really only used on pistol round anyway.
Yeah, but that didn't really change that much. It meant that you could get two dualies and a flash instead of two dualies.
The usage of dualies went up. I mean, I don't even know, like 10, 20 times in pistol rounds after that change.
Yeah, you could get a flash with two dualies, which is cool. It didn't change it from being a great idea to buy almost every fucking nuke CT pistol, seeming like some teams seem to do it. Like Vitality, I feel like ZywOo has fucking dualies every time. It didn't bring it to that level. Like it was a $100 buff, and I don't even think it happened immediately. It was like pretty slow, I think, after the $100 buff.
I mean, there's definitely guns in the game that are broken. I mean, we've had this discussion, I think, even on the podcast. I mean, you came to me one day, I think in like 2021, and you're like, Austin, did you know the XM is actually broken? It's like, what?
It is fucking
you're like, you can one-tap somebody from back outside on T side to garage. You're going to one-tap somebody.
I remember telling you about this. Someone was hugging the back wall of hut and one-shot someone at like the entrance to radio. And it was like, what the fuck? That's like a sniper range, dude. How do you one-shot someone with armor?
And then now people are saying the XM is broken. People are like, because I mean, people really don't like that gun. At the lower levels, that's like that's terrible. The XM is a monster in the low levels because they can't aim. So that's like the best case for them, you know? And now it's like, it's not broken. I mean, it's not different than it was in CSGO. People just started using it now. It might need nerf, but I mean, if it was broken, you'd see the pros using it way more, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't think that holds up. In CS, especially, like in CS in particular, I don't think if it was broken, the pros would be doing it. I don't think that.
I think so.
I don't think that's true.
What's an example of something that's broken?
I think the CS community is too traditional. Well,
Maybe.
I mean, the obvious one is the AUG and the Krieg, how long it took for them to get picked up.
For that was because you had to learn a different gun. I felt like that was
the AUG is barely different from the M4.
The AUG got picked up overnight. The Krieg took a little bit of time because
the AUG was like, what did it get? It got buffed by like $200.
Yeah.
But the strength the AUG had
was
people
unseen.
Should have been buying it before it got buffed even more.
Yeah.
But nobody was doing it. And it's got to be in your face too fucking good. I mean, I think the dualies didn't get picked up right after the buff, but even before, nobody used to buy dualies. You should have seen them once in a while, depending on the situation. Like, I think it took a long time for the to get used a lot back. I mean, the MP9, when was that shit buffed? That shit was like never ever buffed, and it's like
the
so
MP9
clearly
started
broken.
getting picked up after the UMP. Oh no, it got picked up in like 2022, right?
Yeah, that was fucking way late. That got picked up,
and it's still. I think the MP9 needs nerfed.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stand by this.
It's been
like
for a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that.
But I think, especially when you look at stuff like the metas, I think people are too results oriented. Like with Astralis, I remember before Astralis was the best team in the world, people would be like, "Oh, no, they're too coordinated. They're not giving their players enough space. They're using too many flashes. They're suffocating their individuals. They're not letting them do. This is why they lose in quarterfinals." And then as soon as Astralis is the best team in the world, it's like, fuck yeah, we got to copy everything they're doing. Find out the way they sit in their chairs. We got to copy it. And it's like, when I feel like the same thing could be true of like, maybe Virtus Pro, maybe their style is like the optimal style. Maybe that's the way everyone should be playing. But it's like, because they're not winning, you can justify it away and be like, well, that's why they're not winning. It's not the best style, whatever. Like, but if they suddenly just had fucking the best
I mean, they did win a major randomly.
And they don't have the best fucking players. Like, maybe if they had like some of the best players in the world and they were the best team in the world, everyone would start copying them.
I do think it is the best way to play. I really do.
But nobody's fucking copying it.
Yeah, because I think
because you can justify it as not being good because they're not the best team in the world. You can justify the
You know what?
You already don't like it because it's boring, and you have a justification because they're not the best. But if they were the best, everyone would copy.
Actually, I think that the ramifications for the way Jame plays the game is being seen in the game. The saving stuff is outrageous. After the Jame started the Jame time thing, everybody does Jame time now.
Yeah,
it didn't used to be like that. I think that's the ramification.
No, but I don't think that has that much to do with Jame, because keep in mind that started ramping up more and more and more ever since the economy change. Since they changed the loss reset or whatever, you just lose 1 round loss bonus. Which, in theory, I was thinking about it the other day. I don't think that economy change should change how much people are saving that much. But, like, it makes sense to want to save more, because you take away from their loss bonus, add to yours. It just makes fucking sense to save more. It's been ramping up since then. But, yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right. Like, yeah, they definitely had some impact. There was some impact, yeah.
I mean, we've gone all the way around like meta. We went from play like Astralis, super coordinated, to that doesn't work. Play like FaZe, run around, let your individuals do whatever they want. To all right, now we could do that, but anytime things go wrong, just save. It's fine. We get a chance next round. And now we're coming back around to coordinated while saving and having individuals do whatever they want.
Teams just try and copy whoever's the best in the world. I feel like that's really what it is. Or whatever feels comfortable. It's so much easier to fall back on, like, I enjoy playing this way, so I can play this way. Whereas, like, if there's a way that isn't like super amazing fun to do, nobody wants to play that way unless they're forced to.
Right.
I don't even know where we came from with this one.
Valve don't make a bunch of bad changes. I think they make mostly good changes, is how we started.
Yeah.
Because I was holding on to this to say that every change that gets made immediately gets rejected, and then everybody's like, yeah, it was actually the right change.
Yeah.
The OP5 bullet nerf is the biggest example.
I don't know about that. I think people were...
Everybody cried. Everybody cried. No, we won't be able to do all the wall bangs. And then everybody was like, it's so bad. And then they're like, actually, maybe it was a good idea. After they stopped getting randomly spammed every 5 minutes, they were like, yeah, that's actually the right choice.
I in my memory, I don't remember it. I mean, I'm sure people were upset about it, but in my memory, I think the general reception was positive, not only positive, but positive.
Like, maybe not overly negative, but everybody was like, no, 5 is too little. We need 7, 6 at least, 8.
Yeah.
Everybody was trying to find numbers, but it was
the
like,
tiniest change too. That's the thing about that change.
It's such a tiny change.
Nothing.
Yeah, and honestly, I forgot about it. Like 10 bullet op seems so weird now to think about. Like, that existed. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, stuff like the op nerf. If you look at threads about the original op move speed nerf, it's like they may as well have deleted the gun from the game, the way people are talking about it. Like, nobody's ever going to buy a fucking op again. Like,
yeah,
it's unbelievable, the shit that people are saying about the op. It's, like, actually unreal. It's like, holy fuck, the world is crashing down. And it's like, No, actually, it was pretty fucking bullshit that operas could just repeat shit over and over. One of the things the op nerf actually did was it stopped operas from buying op no armor nearly as often because you couldn't just take shots and get away unharmed fucking constantly. Like, if you look at people, any opper playing like quad on cash before the op nerf, there was just no killing them unless you had an opper posted. They were just never gonna die. They were just gonna peek out, take a shot, and get away, maybe getting hit once. They would get at least 2 shots off, if not 3, even if you were ready for them to peek. It was fucking ridiculous. Like, nowadays, people will still say it was a shit change, even though it's like, bro, like, the op is clearly still, I mean, up until the end of CSGO, was clearly fucking insanely strong. It didn't need another buff.
Yeah. Man, there was so many changes to CSGO now that I think about it. I mean, I got a good 6 years of it. I saw a majority of CSGO after all the like changes were done. Like, pretty much the version I started playing was like basically the version we got at the end, but there was a couple of bugs that were like pretty big. Now, you know, actually people complain about the jump bug in CS2 now that it's finally fixed. People complain about that, but do you remember the head glitch bug? The one that they call it the big bug, where they were doing the jump spots off all the silent ones? Like, that was in the game forever, and people were using that. Like, that got discovered at the Clout Major, but teams were doing it before.
Yeah.
And nobody said anything. And then when it happened, they were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" But then it got patched, and everybody forgot about it. But we're not like.
Yeah, but I don't think it's
my point being, there's bugs years and years and years and years and years and years and years after CS:GO was released. Even like so many bugs, and now that there's like bugs like 6 months after release, we're crying about it. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. Every day I see, you know, oh, we gotta fix this, we gotta fix that. Like, it'll get fixed, man. We had 10 years on the other game. Like, chill.
Yeah.
Oh
no, 100%.
It's so frustrating. You can have all the most like valid criticisms in the world. The boost bug, it still exists. That's almost inexcusable. I like, boosting is basically one of the most important parts of team play. Like, you need to be able to boost to see stuff. You can't do it 50% of the time. That needs to be fixed 100%, and we should criticize them. But then we can't turn around and go, because we can't boost, this game is dog shit and CSGO was better. No. Stop, please stop, dude. It's so annoying, dude. I go in circles talking about this shit forever.
Yeah, I mean, and you're also expecting Valve to like see and respond to these problems that you're having, when I bet Valve doesn't want to read the community at all.
They probably have a rule. They have to have some sort of rule of don't read anything from the community ever.
Yeah. I mean, because most of it's worthless anyways, what people are saying.
Yeah, that 100%. And then you know what does suck is like whenever Valve has reached out to a couple of pros and content creators, and it seems like the majority of them are too salty or wanted to do a mic drop on them, so they just like left them on red. And like, I think the simple one, right? Like the fucking you know what's wrong with the game. I don't have to tell you. Whatever he said. What was this quote? Do you remember?
He said, well, they asked me what was wrong. Could I tell them what I thought was wrong with the game? And I just didn't respond.
Yeah,
actually, didn't Simple sent me a message the other day, and I didn't respond either. So got him back for that one. On behalf of Valve, my brothers.
Yeah, Valve is glazing.
On behalf of Valve, I got you back, brothers. Simple left on red, just for you, Valve.
Yeah, because they're paying us to say the game isn't bad. Everybody knows.
I got your back.
Oh, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how like, you have your chance. Any problem you have with the game, you could tell them right now, and hopefully it'll get fixed. And you just said fuck no. Like, what? That makes no sense. If I had a chance to talk to Valve, I would have immediately been like, yeah, this is a bug, this is a bug, this is a bug. You can here's how you do it. I know how you do it. Let's fix it. What the hell? And I'm a content creator, not even a pro. Like, I don't understand, dude.
Yeah, okay. So let me ask you, what do you think about the cheating bans that people got on Faceit?
Deserved.
Deserved. Okay.
You have to understand, it's not like they enter these commands not knowing what would happen.
Yeah.
You know, you see the tweet, oh, enter this to get wall hacks. Oh, so I can cheat. And because it's in the game, I won't get caught. That just means we're exposing cheaters before they get the chance to actually cheat. Or it actually exposes people who would cheat when they don't think there's any repercussions for their actions, any consequences for their actions. There's cheating because they think they can.
But that's just a lot of people. A lot of people would cheat. Like, let me
give
you a hypothetical.
Fuck them.
Let me give you a hypothetical, okay? I'm all for throwing drug dealers in prison, okay? However, if I gave you a bunch of weed and then you had a pound of weed and then your friend came to you and is like, I'll give you $1,000 for that weed. I'm like, morally, I feel like there's a difference between that and being a drug dealer, like a real drug. Those are both wrong, but they're okay. This is not a great analogy, right, admittedly, but
I understand what you're saying. I don't think the analogy hits, but I understand your point. I still think they knew they were going to cheat.
Yeah, no, 100%. They deserve punishment. But part of the problem is there's like a longevity to it. Yeah. By the time these people were cheating, this was like a well-known bug. There's no world in which they're cheating long-term. This is like a short-term thing. There's like the knowledge of this being patched very soon means that the damage they're doing is minimal. And look, if they wanted to cheat, they already could have gone out and bought cheats. What the barrier?
Yeah, but that's different.
It is different. It is different. That's why the punishments should be different.
No. That's why it's the same. It should be the same. The barrier to entry is lowered, right? You can just cheat by typing in the console now. But the end result is still, you are cheating. You're cheating. And it's not like, again, you knew you were going to cheat.
No, 100%.
You knew that you were cheating. The only difference was you didn't install something off of a goddamn web browser into your game. That's the only difference. And
that being a barrier means that you actually have to think about it, want to do it, and then go through the steps to actually do it that aren't easy. You're going through 5 doors with locks on them before you get to punch the baby, okay? Like
okay.
All
right.
Okay.
Yes, but it doesn't matter because the end result is still the same.
No. Yeah.
The end result is still the same.
What's the end? Hold on. What is the end result?
They cheated.
Yes, but what's the reason cheating is wrong?
You get an unfair advantage over somebody.
Yeah.
And
is it not different to get an unfair advantage over somebody in a few games versus like cheats, which in theory you're probably using for at least a month or two?
That's completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter how many times you cheat. It doesn't matter how often or the longevity. You still cheated.
Does it not matter how many times you cheat? I feel like it does.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter how many times you cheat.
I feel like that.
If
but what
I
I
cheat
see is
one time and it's in that goddamn major final, that's a completely different thing.
But if we're talking about the games are being of equal value, does it not matter how many times you? I mean, I understand you can't necessarily, people won't be punished differently, but to me, what the problem with cheating is that you're ruining other people's games. Yes. So the number of times you cheat is actually paramount to the moral problem with that.
True, but I don't think that it should have any determination on how long you get banned for. I don't think that your consequence should be determined by how many times you cheated.
I don't think that can necessarily. Yeah, I don't think for most cases, I don't think that can be. I don't think you can reasonably define that. However, I do think it is a bit crazy. The problem is there is like an intention. If you close your game, go out, buy cheats, download them, and then open your game up, launch Faceit, and go into a game, there's like a path that you had to take. But
you have to understand that these people that are cheating, they could be cheating in any division. It could be level 2 or level 10, or they could be at the top of the leaderboards competing for money. I mean, that's the problem. You're cheating to win prizes, to win money. Like, there is monetary gain in some instances, not in like the level 5 games.
Yeah. If there is monetary gain, that's an additional problem.
100%.
I don't think you can use that the same way you can say that I shouldn't be able to argue, well, they didn't cheat in that many games. You can't say the monetary thing
it doesn't matter because
that's an additional thing. That's like
true. But the end result is the same. You're using an unfair advantage to gain imaginary elo points, which will boost your rating, and however that benefits you is different on a case by case. But it's still ruining the platform. It's like rating system. It's ruining the game for everybody else. And also, you're still a fucking cheater. No.
Here's the problem. I'm not arguing they shouldn't get any punishment. I'm arguing a 2-year fucking ban, which is the exact. If people had downloaded and used hacks got a 10-year ban, then I'd say these people getting a 2-year ban is reasonable.
I will say I agree with this part. The 2-year ban is weird because people get slapped with a 2-year ban, like it's like that's just 2 years. 2 years. 2 years. Like, this guy just made $400K from match fixing. 2 years. I buy power through for like 10K. 10 years. Wait, hold on. Where's the consistency? I agree with. There's no.
My only argument here is that it is cheating. It is bad. It is not something
you did. But you think that since it was easier to do, punishment should be less?
Yes.
I
100%.
think on a case by case, on a case by case basis, I agree.
I should qualify that because I know I'm gonna get shit on for this. It's easier to do. There was a time limit, there was a time duration, and it was well established and well known. So the time duration was like very clearly it was going to be gone in maximum 24 hours. Like this was like some shit you do to fuck around. Like it's dumb, it's a mistake, but the ease of doing this mistake and the fact that it was public. If someone did this 6 months ago and they never told anyone, that's different. If someone did this for the last month and then someone found out after, that's different. If you did this after it was public knowledge, still wrong, deserves a smaller ban.
I think if you did it for whatever, like if somebody was like telling you in your game, oh, put this command in, it'll let you cheat, and you're like, oh, whatever, that's not true, and then you put it in, now you have a 2-year ban because you did it, because some guy told you. Yeah, but like that's what I think, that is no ban. Yeah. I think that's no ban because that's different. I think if you turned it on for one round and went, oh shit, that wasn't a joke, that was real, and then you turned it off after, I think that's like, okay. Because there's some like, I feel like room for, oh shit, that was not a joke. And then if they fixed it, rectified it, then it's like, okay.
I know, I'm 100%
But
if
you cheated more, like the majority of a game or multiple games, I think you should be banned. I don't think that.
I think they should be banned too.
Now,
but how long should they be banned for?
It's cheats. I think it's 2 years. That's a Faceit TOS violation.
I don't. No. Stop with this TOS shit. Okay. I swear to God. No. Everyone goes, well, it's in their TOS, so they can do whatever they want. That's not an argument for why it should be that long. That's just an argument that they're allowed to do it.
Faceit TOS, and it's cheating. It's
cheating. I agree. I just hate that people bring up TOS. That's not an argument for why the ban is reasonable. It's an argument for why Faceit is allowed to do the ban. In an argument where if the ban is reasonable or not, the TOS doesn't matter.
2 years only sucks for the players who had reputations. Everybody else is just gonna make a new account anyway. I don't think the ban.
I don't think that's a valid counter argument.
No.
It's not a big deal because you can break out of jail anyway.
No. The reason 2 years seems outrageous is because there was the Eternal Fire Academy players that got banned. And so now their career is just bye for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why it's like.
No, I think I think a 2 year ban is ridiculous regardless. It's just that those players are an obvious example of like the damage the ban caused.
2 years is a long time, but also cheating is not a joke. Like, in a game, listen,
So what do you think? So you also agree that someone that downloads cheats should probably get a longer ban than someone that used the SV cheats bug?
Yes.
Then should it be that people that actually download cheats should have like a 5-year ban?
Perma ban.
That is aggressive.
No, it's not. Why would it be aggressive?
Because tons of players have used cheats.
Yes, and tons of players have came back and then cheated again. Like, it's just, I don't want them in the scene.
I don't know if I don't think a permaban is reasonable. I think I could see, like, with how old CS is now, I could see like a 3 or 4 year ban. Back in the day, if you got banned for 2 years, like at the beginning of CSGO, that really was like the end of your like CS career entirely. Because like CS, the longevity it feels different now. It feels like the game is going to be around just the same in 2 years now. Whereas like back in Source, dude, if you got banned for 2 years, it felt like you're gone.
Yeah. I don't know. I understand. So what is your proposed ban length for
6
people?
Months, 6 or 8.
6 or 8?
Yeah. Listen, there's a history of people abusing every bug that's in the game. Monacy literally used in a what wasn't it like a quarterfinal of an event, a glitch where you see smokes become invisible.
Before we go too far with this, yes, bugs while playing without typing in the console are one thing, because they can happen.
I don't agree. I don't. I just said an argument I don't believe.
Yeah. Okay.
No, actually, like, no, you're right.
Yeah, that one I don't agree with.
No, it is bad. It is wrong. It does ruin the game for people. It shouldn't be encouraged, and people that did it should be punished. But I think because it was so easy to do, you can see someone doing that as something they wouldn't do normally, and something that they wouldn't do. Even some of them might do in one game and be like, man, actually, I feel bad for that. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to go, I'm not going to do that again. And you can see people that did it and wouldn't do it again, even if it's remained in the game.
And that's fine. But if you were in a bank okay, and somebody came up and was like, hey, will you help me rob this? I'll split the money with you. And then you robbed the bank because somebody asked you to, but you had no intention before you did it, but you
No,
just
I think
did it
this.
'cause-
No. I think that's different. Actually, it's a great analogy. It's a great analogy because if someone came up to you and said, "Let's rob this bank," you might go, "Well, that's fucking tough to do. Might not even get away with it. Might get a fucking computer virus while I'm doing it. Might get shot. I don't really want to do that." But if the bank just spilled a bunch of money onto the floor and you got down and picked some of it up and put it in your pocket,
I like that better. That works better. So yeah, if the bank just left the vault open and it was just free for the
and the
taking,
cameras were all off and it was like,
and,
you know,
and it was free for the taking.
Yeah.
And you took the money, you still robbed the bank. But you wouldn't have did it anyway. You did it because it's opportunity.
100%. No, we're on the same page. It's
and that still makes you a bank robber.
I 100% agree too. Those people are cheaters. I just think that is a much smaller offense than breaking into the vault. Yes, I think it absolutely is.
Same.
No, the end result is a bit different. In that
at the end of the day, you go to sleep, you robbed a bank. It doesn't
the end
matter how it
the
happened.
end result is a bit
did
different.
it.
The end result is a bit different. Is that part of the punishment for cheating has to be built into. If you knew that, like, if we had like God was up there and it was like he was punishing the cheaters. So if you downloaded cheats and used it for a game, you were getting fucking banned 100%. No chance you weren't getting banned. I would think that the ban for cheaters would be less.
So you want somebody to ban based off morality of the player that did it?
No. I'm saying the certainty of punishment should also mean the lessening of the punishment itself. Part of the reason that cheating receives a longer ban is because there are cheaters that get through the cracks and ruin a fuckload of people's games for months on end, right? So you have to balance it out and be like, okay, so we're going to ban all the cheaters for like 2 or 3 or 4 whatever years because we have to balance it out because we don't catch all the cheaters right away. But if you knew that you were going to catch cheaters instantly every single time, you knew you were going to catch every single one within 2 or 3 games, I feel like people would be like, yeah, ban them for a year, ban them for 6 months, you know? They know they're gonna get caught, and they know they're gonna get caught right away.
Here's the thing: what if the bug didn't get patched though? What if that was like something that Valve was like what if that was something that Valve just didn't like? They were on vacation. Like, oh fuck, like that's gonna be in the game for like a week.
They would have.
Faceit would have. But let's say
Faceit always would have. Faceit. No, there's no this. I don't. I reject this hypothetical.
All right.
I reject it.
I'm still going to say it anyway. Let's say that it didn't get changed, or maybe it was under the radar and not public knowledge.
No, that's different. 100%. Yeah, no, I see that as different.
That's different because it was public knowledge.
Yeah, because it was public knowledge. Yeah. Because there was no expectation that anyone could use this long term.
We have no idea. We have no idea how long people were using it beforehand.
Yeah.
So the people who started that day could have did it for more if it would have been allowed. We don't know that.
Faceit would have.
But we don't know. See, the problem is that we don't know what their intentions are. Like, yeah, maybe it's like I don't want to go through all that and download cheats, but if cheats are in the game, I'll use them, kind of thing. Maybe they would have cheated for months on end. You don't know that. Just because they started that day, got banned that day, doesn't mean that they wouldn't have been cheaters.
I think if anyone wanted to cheat long term, they would already have downloaded cheats.
That's not true. Because anybody could just decide one day that, oh, I started cheating today. Today is the day.
Like, yeah. But I think it's more valid to say someone that was like, I'm going to cheat for 6 months if this stays in the game for 6 months. I think it's more valid to say that person, if they were going to do that, probably would have already downloaded cheats compared to saying this is the day that they started cheating forever. I don't know. I feel like it's more likely that they were just opportunistic. It's not that they didn't do something wrong. It's just that Faceit was always catching them. Faceit was always catching them.
Let's bring it back then. So we agree. We both agree that they cheated. They should be banned. The only issue we have is the length of time for how long they were banned.
Yeah.
I think 2 years is completely fine. I think if they did a year, it would have been like, okay, sure.
Yeah,
but in a year from now, I'm going to be a little annoyed to play them because I mean, like, these are the kids that cheated when they got the chance.
I think in a year you're going to be actually back to where I think you're going to be where I am, which is, yeah, these guys did only cheat for like 1 or 2 games with a command that was in the game.
Maybe I don't know. Time will tell on that. We'll have to hit on that in a future
I feel like
episode.
There's a lot of moral loading in that, like, cheaters have ruined a lot of everyone's games, so everyone is like mad at cheaters. And so I feel like there's more, like there's loading of this where it's like, well, fuck all these cheaters that are in my games, so fuck them too. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I remember I had the coach bug happen to me. This is very different because it happens accidentally. But I remember it was like, I've had shit like that happen, and I've made mistakes where it was like, fuck, dude, that was really dumb. I can't believe I did that. Like, I can't believe I actually just did that. And, like, I would never do that again. I feel fucking bad instantly. So there was a scrim I was in where we got the coach bug, right? I was, like, so fucking confused. And, like, in the scrim, I was just, like, looking. I wasn't calming to my team, but I was like, I wonder how our outside hit is impacting their inner rotation. And it wasn't, like, I didn't record it. I didn't, like, tell anybody about it. It was just, like, oh, like, let's just watch this round and see how their inner rotate is reacting to our outer hit. And it's like, okay, maybe that's, like, wrong. But it's like, this shit just happened to me randomly. Like, am I expected to instantly know the right thing? Like, that this is, like, could technically, morally be, like, maybe not great? Like, no. I feel like the answer is no. Like, I feel like I couldn't be expected to, like, instantly respond to that in the, like, perfectly correct way.
That's tough because that's something that's thrown in your lap, and you have to make the right choice.
Yeah,
and you don't know the right choice. I think that's different. I feel like this is different.
Yeah, because I didn't intentionally do it.
You
right?
didn't make it happen.
Yeah,
right.
But
also to the guy,
sorry,
there's this guy in chat that says Austin's logic or by Austin's logic, Simple should be permabanned. No, I don't think that at all.
Well, he did cheat.
He did cheat.
Yeah,
but he was a little kid.
He was like 15.
Little kid.
You're there, bro. That is so cope, dude.
Bro, no, okay. This is also years and years and years in the past, before they were competitive players. That's why I think that this is something that's actually a thing. I don't think that Simple should be permabanned. I don't think so. And I also think that these, like, it's different before you're a competitor, because once you're a competitor, then I feel like then you should be permad. Like, these kids that cheated from the Eternal Fire Academy team, like, they're competitors. Like, they shouldn't be cheating. Like, there's no tolerance for that. If you're fucking around, like, on some goddamn, like, I downloaded some cheats from a YouTube video, I'm 15, I don't know any better, I went in to play some pugs, I cheated, I got banned. And then later on you're like, yeah, bro, but I was like a kid and I started taking the game serious after, and I have this, like, on me. I think that's completely different than cheating in something that, like, matters. Yeah. You know?
Well,
like,
I think
not that pugs are, like, the end all be all, but, like, you know?
My argument would be that the stupidity of them cheating in this way is proof that they shouldn't be banned for that long, because
I understand what you're saying,
because they could not have possibly thought this through. There's no possible way they thought this through. Because
I agree with that, but I also don't think that it should change the fact that they should be banned.
Again, I 100% think they should be banned. I just think that, like...
But to be clear, I don't think that people who cheated with this command thing should be permabanned. I think that's weird. I think people who download cheats should be permabanned. I don't think that...
Well, that's what the guy was saying, is that by that logic, if someone downloaded cheats, then Simple should be permabanned.
Today, yes.
Okay, so it's... Yeah. I agree that it's a bit different today. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, back then, people didn't think, like... But before CS was huge, and you could make a living from it, I feel like it's like... If you're a kid, it's hard to hold that over somebody's head, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's different if you're like a 30-year-old man who did it.
Yeah, I agree that gaming is in, like, a different spot than it used to be. So I could see bans being longer. I wouldn't go with permaban. I think that's archaic, personally. But I could see it being higher than 2 years, like three or 4. Like, I could see that being reasonable.
And the only reason I say that I don't think that works is because, like, with the guy that just got banned in North America, the droid guy, he got banned before for 2 years.
Well, there should be escalating bans.
And then cheated again.
There should be escalating
bans.
But
while he was unbanned for a year, he was cheating, presumably, the entire time.
But Austin, if someone steals, should we just lock them up forever because they might steal again? We have to give people a chance to prove that they're reformed.
I agree on the stealing thing, but the problem is that
because it's a game, it does, it's not like real life. Like,
different,
you have to give them a second chance.
You have your entire life to recover from being a cheater, but if you're from being a thief, but if you're a cheater, I mean, like, you're probably gonna cheat again. I feel like.
No, I think a lot of people cheat when they're young because your ability to, like, process consequences is less. With the cheating thing here, with the SV cheats bug, it was just so easy to do that, like, I just feel like I very reasonably could see someone that's not a bad person, that's just got a bad impulse. They were like, I want to fucking do this and see, and like they just had some fun with it, and then afterwards they might have been like, fuck, that was a mistake, I shouldn't have done that, right? Like there's every reason to believe that could have happened, and because they were always getting banned, there's no world they weren't getting banned in. Even if Valve didn't fix it, that Faceit would have just banned more people if Valve didn't fix it, because they're always going to have that data. They're banned every time. So I feel like I feel like 6 months is reasonable.
I knew.
Not if for people that, like, if you used it 6 months ago, never told anyone, or you used it 6 months ago for a month, the fact that it was everyone knew it, and the fact that everyone knew this shit existed, then they used it, I think that changes things.
I mean, I knew it existed and I didn't use it. I'm just saying,
most
like,
fucking Reddit take ever.
No,
you know, there's people on Reddit, Austin, that are like, someone's 13 years old, and they do something dumb, and he's like, "Fuck, 13-year-olds are dumb," and then someone responds, "Well, I knew what was right and wrong when I was 13."
Yeah, but that's
like,
different.
No, that's not different. People make mistakes, Austin. Just because you didn't make that mistake doesn't mean.
I'm saying
you've made mistakes that I bet that cheater has never made.
Yep.
Unless he's just a bad person. Maybe he's just a bad person.
Yeah,
it's
maybe. I knew that the bug was in the game.
Yeah. Well, because you're not fucking stupid. It's the problem.
Yeah, that also does help, right? Because I was more worried that Valve would do something about it, like temporary bans. I figured that's, not going to happen. But I figured maybe, anything could happen when something like that goes on. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want that attached to my...
Because you were scared of the consequences.
I'm not going to... Yeah, I mean, I was going to...
Not because you thought it was wrong.
I had considered doing what Dima did, the streamer.
Oh, and doing like
because he played deathmatch, and he also played comp on a second account to test it. I had considered doing it for content, and then I was like, hell no, that's a terrible idea, because what does that make me? That makes me the same thing. I cheated, but it's okay.
It sounds like you were just worried about the consequences.
No.
That's what
I was going to make content on it, and then I was like, actually, no, that's a bad idea, because it's morally bad.
All right.
I wasn't going to get banned by doing it in Valve matchmaking on a second account. I just thought
you could have gotten a VAC ban and then not been able to compete because you have a VAC ban on your account.
I mean, I wasn't thinking VAC ban at all. So
how else is Valve going to ban you?
Like I said, temporary bans, like griefing bans.
Temporary ban. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah.
That's because I feel like that could be a griefing ban.
The equivalent would be a fucking VAC ban, by the way, to what Faceit did.
True.
And then you basically, because you wanted to test something for content, would have been unable to compete in a major ever again.
I know a lot of streamers that were doing it, and I saw that they were like skyrocketing in views. So that was a completely different moral thing. It's like, do I cheat for views? No.
Oh, the peer pressure. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe maybe these guys that cheated on Faceit got peer pressured by their friend. I mean, two people from one team. That's peer pressure.
I don't know. I don't think peer pressure should remove it though, because I still saw through it and didn't do it. So I think you have to sometimes you have to take a step back and be like, yeah, that's cheating still.
I personally think you have to take a step back even further and say the circumstances that made me consider doing it are circumstances that someone else might not see the downside for and might then do. And I think it's reasonable to believe that those circumstances were created in such a way that, like, it's enough extra things going into it that they don't deserve the exact same ban.
Yeah, I can agree. I agree with what you're saying. I actually do. The only problem that we're having is the length of time the ban was given.
For me, if cheaters got a permaban, then a 2-year ban, I'd be like, okay, I mean, sure. Like, the fact that they're the same ban is like obviously ridiculous. It's obviously fucking ridiculous.
I think that there should be more severe for actual cheaters that downloaded cheats, whoever. 100%.
Yeah. But I would probably put that to 3 or 4. And then if real cheats were 3 or 4, then I'd say they get a year ban. That would be like, that's probably where I'd go at. I think a year ban would be.
I would have been okay with a year ban as well, but 2 years I don't disagree with.
2 years is just fucking forever for something that they couldn't have possibly been thinking through. Because if they thought it through, 100%. They know they're getting fucking Valve banned every fucking. They're getting Faceit banned every fucking time. So
now that everything is on Faceit, you're just halted. Yeah. You're done.
Yeah, like the fact that it was so obvious that they would get banned, I think, leads to the conclusion that they should not be banned for that long, because any level of thought that would be required to download cheats and install them, or buy them, download them, install them, that you would have to have put that much thought into it.
It's too hard to go off of that though. Like that doesn't.
I think that's just a way to like
Because then you're gonna have people that would just play dumb and be, oh, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, I wouldn't like I wouldn't go any deeper than that. It's just that like you would have to have the time that it takes to go out there, the steps that it takes, that you have to like, it's required almost. It forces you to put thought into it. That's why it being so easy is like a defense, in that it was so easy that you could do it before you got to the point that you had to be like, what the fuck am I doing? Right? Like if there's few enough steps, it's like you can almost fall into doing something because it's like so obvious you would never do if you thought about it. Like that's, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, someone said Voo 100% cheats. Actually, I've never cheated in my life. In CS 1.6, when I was like probably like 8 years old, maybe, because I've started playing Source right when it came out, which is like what, 2004, and I was born in 94, so I must have been like 8 or 9. There was a cheater in Op India. No, not Op India. It was
You're old as fuck.
It was like there's the octagon that you spawn behind, and each side spawns behind this little octagon. It's like super long range, green shit, weird green grass, and there's like the octagon on your side and the octagon on the other side, and then there's 2 pillars on the side. It was that map, and someone was cheating against me, so I was like, fuck you, I'm gonna cheat against you back. And so I went to download cheats, and it bricked my computer. And then I blamed it on my cousin, and then I never tried to cheat again. Yeah, I my dad bought it. I blamed it on my cousin. Couldn't admit that one. Whoops, he fucking bricked the computer trying to download some cheats. All right. Although we used to do back in the day the SV cheat scrims, where you'd have like
Bro, I said that the other day. I don't remember where. I was like, you know, because we used to do 1v1s with my friends, or like 2v2s, where we would put the R_draw other models to command in, and we would play like 2v2s like that. But like, I don't know, it was fun. It's fun to do stuff like that with people. I think that it sucks that you can just do that in game now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's patched. There's a lot of glitches that are pretty suspect that haven't been banned, that have 0 punishment for them.
I agree. I think I do think that the one that you brought up earlier, the Monacy one, is just like that's crazy. Like we just made the smoke go away before CS2 made that possible. Like that's crazy. Like that should not be allowed. That's not even a one way.
That is, I'm sure some pros must have used, but it is, in my opinion, closer to actually cheating than that smoke thing, because Monacy actually cleared that with like the admins or whatever. But there was one where you could join zombie servers, and they would adjust the way Molotovs looked, and then you could then join an actual match, and your Molotovs wouldn't adjust back. So you'd have Molotovs that basically didn't look like Molotovs anymore, and you could see through them easily as if they weren't even there. And some pro found this, and like, I guarantee you there were people abusing this. There were for sure pros that abused this at some point. And it's like that, the steps required to do that, I give them as much of a punishment as these fucking SV cheats guys. But there's been a lot of glitches like that, and like people generally just don't get banned if it's in the game.
I'm trying to think of other stuff that's happened in the past, but
I mean, the big jump bug is fucking bad.
Yeah, that one was bad. Yeah, that one.
And it was just allowed to happen for a whole major. Like, that is fucking... And not only that, I would argue that's worse than this SV cheats thing, because everyone knew it existed. Everyone got together. That's where that famous picture was from, of everyone together. Everyone agreed not to use it except for Big. And Big said, fuck you, we're using it. Morally, that's legit worse than using these SV cheats in a major. It was in a major, right? I think it was in a major. Yeah, and they're just like, everyone else is agreed that this is wrong and we're not going to do it. But you know what? Fuck them. We're doing it. It's what, bro? That is so fucking insane. And everyone's just like, well, it was in the game. Go for it. It's like, that deserved a longer fucking ban than these cheats bugs.
Yeah, that one was rough.
Yeah.
I remember watching that. It was a bad day to be a FaZe fan.
Wait, did FaZe play them?
Yeah, they did. That was the first game of the major. I woke up early and watched them get glitched on the entire game, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Unlucky.
Yeah, that one felt like, I don't even count the Krakow major when I think back. I'm like, yeah, dude, like that bug really fucked that major up.
Yeah, that major was fucked. I mean,
yeah.
What are you thinking about Jame crashing bug?
Like the Jame crash, the one crash in the major? What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research on what caused it.
It doesn't matter what caused it. I
PGL
mean, like,
said,
what is the solution?
well, like if they should have replayed the round.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Are you kidding me?
Neither
It's too much. You can't replay that round.
Yeah.
No way. No world. Nuh-uh. Nope.
Yeah, so there's no replaying the round. What do you think is there a solution to get out of this, like, at all?
No.
Not like not like an auto pause when someone disconnects type of thing?
That exists in Left 4 Dead. I don't know if you knew that. Left 4 Dead competitive, if somebody DCs, the entire game freezes at the exact tick, and you can rejoin and play like nothing ever happened. The problem is that wouldn't have changed anything because he was still in the game.
Yeah.
He was just like, getting the tab in and out.
Yeah, but should CS have that?
No.
No?
Because what happens if I crash while I'm peeking somebody? Now I have to mentally prepare for the unpause to hit this shot, and it's like I'm just sitting there for 5 years.
Yeah, but I don't think you're ever crashing like that. I think you're always crashing, where on your client, you're crashed several seconds before you're out of the game.
I don't know. I do know this. One time I played a LAN, and we played, it was like, this is the reason why I don't think the round should be replayed. Because we played this LAN, and it's like 14-11. And our money just got broke on T side. So we go for a buy, and we get Tech 9s, Mac 10s, and we go for a Hulse pop on Inferno. Now, we caught the guy on Balk, killed him, somehow killed this guy on site, won the round. It was a miracle that we pulled that off. It was like, we should not be winning around like that in that situation. And the round ends up getting down into a 1v1. The other guy's saving the op. We don't even know where he's at. And the bomb is literally about to explode, like maybe 1 second away from exploding, and the server crashed. So we said to the admin, hey, our game crashed. Can we get a medic? And he said yes. So we medic the game, assuming to the next round. But since we didn't actually complete the round, the medic didn't exist. So we had to replay the round that we just won by a miracle. And obviously our pocket strap, we can't run it again.
Yeah.
They know about it. Nothing we could do. So we did try to run it again anyway, because that's all we had. And obviously it failed, and then we lost the game promptly after. But we could have won that game if that never happened, which is why I think it's hard to say just replay the round, because there's too many things that could have happened. Like if you replay the round outright, it might not change the result of the game, but it does change the round. It changes the strats. It changes everything.
Yeah, it's fundamentally as if you're playing another round with the same situation. This, especially in low buy situations and all that, it's like this does fundamentally change the situation. It changes everything.
I mean, the truth is it super sucks, and there's nothing you can do. You can't replay the round. There's no. I mean, in this instance, there could be stuff added in the future, like you're thinking.
I think what I'm thinking of is a hypothetical, because I think in this scenario, you absolutely cannot replay the round. And I think this is kind of where your head was at already, because I think you absolutely could never replay this round, because otherwise you either have a situation where VP could have won that 3v3. It was a 3v3 post plan. It's not like it was unwinnable by any means. And if they win it, they're replaying the round anyways. That seems unfair to everybody. But then if you have that where it's like, well, if they win it, you're not replaying it. Then if they lose it, they had 2 chances at winning the round. You cannot possibly justify having unless you're fucking NIP management, having 2 chances at winning a round. You can't justify that, and you'll never be able to sell it to anyone that it was like, well, if they had won the round, we would have replayed it anyways. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Nobody, that's not true.
That's never, so that round could never be replayed. No scenarios currently that would allow it to be replayed. So I think this is where you're at, which is like, if we had a situation where it was like, the only way that round could be replayed is if they somehow managed to just pause it instantly after Jame died and be like, fix this, right? And then you could say, okay, well, you paused it right away. It's about a 50-50 win rate. Then let's go, we'll replay the whole round. And that's where your mind's at, where you're like, yeah, we wouldn't do that for these reasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Yeah.
Like I said, to elaborate more on this, like it's actually just a source 1 thing. Apparently, I was told by Logan that it existed in TF2 and Left 4 Dead, and it also is possible in CSGO, but they just obviously you can't do it. But in the game, you can have a mod in the community server browser that basically means that if anyone DCs, the server freezes immediately, and it saves everything. So when the person reconnects, they just rejoin exactly where they were, and they just continue play. I don't know if that's actually possible to ever add in CS, because it's too much, and it could be abused in any situation that's not a LAN. But I mean, it's an option. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's the only other thing that I could think of that would make it so that you would not have to be in an awkward situation like that.
I've kind of thought it would probably be a bad thing, because most of the time if someone DCs, the either like the damage has already been done essentially by the time they're actually out of the server, so you're just delaying the round. And I mean, you'd have to make it so they have to be alive when they DC. It could be abused, but I think just in general, I think you probably don't want to add extra ways where there's just extra things that could go wrong, right? And that's just adding a new thing that could go wrong.
The auto crash thing didn't work. Now what do we do?
Yeah. Well, like, the only option where that VP versus G2 round could be replayed is if you had an admin whose job it was to decide if someone crashes whether or not the round is replayed. They would have to decide in the middle of the game. They would have to be sitting there behind everyone, and it was their job. It's like, if something goes wrong in this game, you have to instantly make the call, and it's just like, that's not reasonable. You can't do that. And tournaments would never do that, because in the case that the game crashes, everyone's going to blame Valve. In the case that the game crashes and then you make a bad decision, everyone's going to blame you. So it's like you would never take on that responsibility. But exactly. that's the only solution. But then you're just adding more ways for things to go wrong, you know.
So what do you think? Do you think that it was a CS issue, or do you think it was an NVIDIA issue? Because if it was a CS issue, then But if it was an NVIDIA issue, then still, it's still Valve's fault. I don't know how. It's still like so much negative rep for CS.
Yeah.
Just because the game crashed.
The argument for CS bad is that it doesn't really matter, because this wouldn't have happened in CSGO.
Except that unfortunately it did happen in CSGO.
Well, not as much, right?
Oh, so that just makes it okay.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah.
Thank you, Twitter, Vu.
Austin, if you stab me in the stomach once a year, it sucks, but it's not a big deal. If you stab me in the stomach once an hour, I'm probably gonna die. I'm probably fucking dead. Okay.
Yeah. Stop it. You're giving them more fuel, man.
No. Well, I don't know. I personally, it feels like splitting hairs to decide if it's CS or NVIDIA. It's like
it's stretched reses. All of my friends that play native don't crash. Anybody that plays 4-3 has random crashing.
I've actually not had. I've had some random crashes. I've had some random crashes.
Yeah, it's not that you can't crash, but it's just that it happens way more often to people who play stretched.
I mean, the most likely thing is that it's like similar to like the driver thing with OBS, where it's like technically in Valve's mind, it's like, well, OBS just shouldn't hook into the game in a certain way, where it's like that you have to use the enable third-party shit. And OBS is like, well, Valve shouldn't require us to do that. And that could very well be this NVIDIA thing, where it's like, in Valve's mind, it's their fault. And in NVIDIA's mind, it's Valve's fault. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's
obviously
just
there's something.
Consider it.
I don't think it's a Valve problem. I mean, I don't think it's a CS issue, I should say. I think it's just something to do with computers, and that's about it.
I don't think it matters to decide. I don't.
It doesn't matter to decide, but the problem is that it does matter in the people who don't like CS2's mind, because the game crashes makes it a bad game.
People are just looking for any reason to shit on CS2. It's a vibes thing. Okay, actually, there's a streamer called Destiny that I watch once in a while, and he had a really good point that when people argue for something, a lot of the time it's just a vibes thing. They're just like, this thing, yes, yay, go this thing. And when they argue against it, they're not really. It's also not really about the morals of it. It's just like, boo. Boo this thing, no, boo. And that's what all this talk about crashing and whatever. It's like, when people are like, CS2 crashing is just more evidence of being a shit game. What they're really saying is, I hate CS2 and boo, crashing bad, boo, CS2 true. Sucks, crashing, boo. That's all they're really saying.
It sucks. I really don't like the community sometimes, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It sucks. I just want people to just have fun with the game, accept it at its good points, accept it at its bad points, have a laugh about something funny that happens, and just move on.
Yeah.
People are just too entitled. That's really what it comes down to.
Ooh, gonna go out with that one, all right.
I agree. I think that's just what it is. I think people are just expecting to have a perfect product, but why? I don't understand. That's a lot to feel entitled to, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I think
no game has ever been absolutely perfect like that on release. And we're just expecting it to be, or if it's not, then I'm not playing. Sorry, buddy, but nobody gives a fuck. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah, I think people are just going to be salty when something they enjoyed is something that they no longer enjoy. But I think part of it is that people don't actually even want what they think they want. I've said this before. It's like people say that they want CSGO and they want it to have never changed, but it's like, that's not true. If it didn't change, that's why everyone hates fucking Mirage. Like,
yeah.
It's
the truth is that they just don't like the direction it went, not that they don't like the change.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, the thing is that CS has to change. It has to evolve to continue growing, or just to even to maintain. It's like if it stayed the same, it wouldn't maintain. It would just slowly die over time. And it's just like eventually that means some people are going to hate it and some people are going to like it. Just
I mean, it's the same thing that happened to Fortnite. I mean, all of these noobs that played Fortnite on release are like, I haven't played since season 3. That was the best time ever. And now they go play and they're like, oh, there's so much stuff going on there. People are flying around. I don't know if you play Fortnite, but people are complaining about it. But the kids that play Fortnite,
I think I played up until season 3.
Yeah, and the people that like Fortnite are like, this is great. We love this. We love this. And the people who played it before were like, back in my day, before people knew how to build, everything was so much more fun.
I have my own opinion about Fortnite, though, in that, that's exactly. I don't think it has anything to do with the changes that they added in. What made Fortnite not fun is when everyone became a fucking absolute savant at building. Yeah. When it was just like building was like a thing you did, but like it was a shooting game, but you did some building. That was way fun. When it became a building simulator, then it was no longer fun anymore.
Yeah, but that's how it goes. Yeah. I don't know. The game does have to change. If the game stays the same, more people are likely to quit than if the game changes.
Yeah, Valorant's better anyways.
Yikes.
Valorant's always been better.
Yikes.
It is what it is, buddy.
I can't wait to read the comments to find out why I was so stupid this week.
No, I think the cheater thing, I think I'm definitely on the
oh no, bro, we're both gonna get flamed. I can already see the comments now, bro.
No, the cheater cheater thing, I guarantee the comments are majorly against me on the cheater thing.
You're going down. Well, then I'm gonna go down for the, well, you think that Simple shouldn't be permabanned, but every other cheater? Dude, like, shut up, man. I don't know. I'm that's why I'm not in charge, bitch. I'm just giving my opinion.
CS2, if you exclude the glitches, is drastically better than CSGO. And
objectively, it's not even close.
It's like so much better. It's fucking wild. Okay. But you have a bunch of glitches. That doesn't make the game terrible. It just means that the game occasionally sucks. Occasionally the game like stabs you in the eye.
No, that's been my argument the entire time. Yeah. Yes, the glitches are annoying, and yes, I understand that they shouldn't be happening, but still, look at the game. It's still better. It's still better in every way except for the one round that you tried to jump somewhere and you got clipped. Unfucking lucky, buddy. Yeah, blame that for why you died. Blame that. Go ahead. That's why the game sucks, because you were in a 1v5, and if you just would have made that jump, you would have won the clutch. And goddamn, this game sucks. I want to go back to CSGO. Back when I was a noob, and I thought that I was good. Let me go back. Just let me go back. Fuck off. I can't do this anymore, dude. I can't do this anymore, man. Oh,
I mean, it is a big if when you say remove the bugs, because there's a lot of them.
There is, bro, but they have been getting removed. Yeah. Do you remember the first version of the game that came out, the actual release?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. If you could go back to that game right now, you'd be like, icky. That game sucked. Now we're here and you're like, wow, it's actually better. But people can't do that. People can't look backwards and be like, wow, it's already improved so much. All the bugs we used to have, they're all gone. Everything's better.
With CSGO. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't look back. You can only look at the now.
It was always like that.
Actually, my bad. Yeah. They love to look back. They look back at CSGO. CSGO, my favorite game. The game that had no issues ever. Dude, oh, man. And then you're like, oh, well, look back 6 months ago in this game. Yeah, but it should have never been released in that state anyway. Ugh! You're even arguing. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, and same thing happened in CSGO in that everyone complained about the change, and then eventually it just became the way the game was, and then you complained about the change that you wanted afterwards. There was no like, hold up, I think we got pretty good here. Like, I think it's going pretty well. Like, it's always just an evolution of the change you want next.
Yeah.
It is a big if to say remove all the bugs. The CS2 is way better. Admittedly, that's a big if. But
I don't think so.
I think that does get to the core of the game. That the game itself is better. You just have to allow time for bugs to be fixed.
Exactly. That's my conclusion for sure.
MR12 is better. MR12 is better. Okay. Yeah, I talked about this on the Maui Snake podcast. MR12 is just better. It's just better. It's just and I think the pistol rounds have to show that what everyone's fucking crying about, which is the economy being fucking busted, it cannot possibly be as bad as people are fucking saying it is. And everyone is convincing themselves it is because logically, yes, the economy should be fucked. MR12 should fuck the economy because the economy was already kind of fucked, and then they shortened the game. It should be fucked 100%. 100%
Yes.
should be fucked. But it's not. It's better than it was in CSGO. It's better somehow
because people are better at managing their money now.
Exactly.
That's why everybody's saving. That's the argument for why MR12 isn't good, is because people are like, it's boring now because everybody just saves.
No, I don't think that's the argument. That's not the argument people use. The best thing about MR12, because I meant to say this at the beginning of the podcast and I forgot about it. I was talking to my brother about this. The reason MR12 is great is not because there's less games, less rounds. It's because all the rounds matter 100 times more. Every fucking round matters.
Yes, these days if you get full eco'd, you're like, oh shit, that's a big deal. Back in the day, I remember watching a game, Mouse versus FaZe on Train. I don't know what event, but they both, like, there was like 3 full ecos won on like each team, and it was just like, damn. But it didn't matter. You got full eco'd, like, it's all good.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We just reset. Now if you get full eco'd, you're like, oh no, we are in trouble.
Yeah, every round matters. So it's like the willingness I have to watch full games is so much bigger. It's so much greater. And not just on the time span. It's really about...
Oh wow, we found him. MR12 was fully inspired by Valorant and shorter attention spans. This guy's name is What You Know, and I'll tell you what you know. You know fucking nothing. Oh my god, this guy.
Bro. You might be right.
No. It's not inspired by Valorant at all. Are you kidding me?
You don't think so?
The original version of Counter-Strike, wasn't it MR12?
It had MR12 for certain points, but it was like MR12 16K or something.
But it definitely was not shorter attention spans, I don't think, that inspired that. I think MR15 was just something that we were used to in CSGO, but we didn't realize how actually boring it was to watch. Yeah. I think it's just another one of those changes that Valve made because they knew it was the right choice, and they got theirs, but now nobody cares. That's just how it is. Yeah. They got theirs, it ended up being a good change, and everybody's like, oh yeah, you're right.
Actually. No, well, everyone's complaining about the change because the economy. The argument is that the economy's wrong, but okay, you tell me where I'm wrong, because so I know the counter argument to this because I talked about it before. Pistol rounds matter less in CS2. They did it the major, and even where you would expect it to matter more, because I took stats for the major and they were winning both pistols relayed to you winning the game even less than my previous data, which was like 66% in CS2. In CSGO at the end, it was 73 or 74%. It was like 70. It was like 62 for like a lot of the major.
This goes back to what we said before. It was like pistol rounds are kind of random, but what isn't random is the fact that the better team is the better team. And so instead of the force buy, which was way more risky, people will just full save, get a gun round versus bad guns.
Counter argument is round 2 on T side.
Round 2 on T side, if you get the plant, you buy.
Yeah. So the counter argument is that round 2 on T side matters too much, and that's why the pistol rounds don't show it, because the round 2 is the most important round. So whoever, if the CT, it's not really winning both pistols if you win both pistols, but you lose the second round on CT side.
Right.
Which is reasonable. However, the second round conversion rate for CT side is actually higher in CSGO, or in CS2 than CSGO. And people did the same thing in CSGO for the last like 6 months, right? The last 6 months of CSGO, right? Everyone just forced that they lost second round, like lost pistol round on T side, right? If they got a bomb plant?
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
As far as my memory goes, everyone.
Yeah. You force the second round if you plant because
you can get
you have better guns. Yeah. That's really what it comes down to, though. It's who you buy if you know you have better guns, which is why you save. Because if you buy on CT side, if you lose the pistol, you have worse guns, so you're not going to win the round. And then if you save, you have better guns, so you win the round more likely. People are more responsible with their money, which is why pistol rounds matter less. Which you would think, again, because of everything we know from CS:GO, we think that pistol rounds mean everything. But it's just, the truth is that we weren't really playing the game optimally.
Well, this is one of the biggest complaints that CS2 has. So I feel like this is an argument that has to be made more often, because a major complaint about CS2, because it just logically makes so much sense to make this complaint. Logically, CS2 is worse because MR12 is too random, pistol rounds matter too much. Like, that just logically all adds up. But it doesn't seem to be the case. It really doesn't. Do you feel like the results at the major were like pretty random compared to like CSGO? Because it does kind of feel like it might be the case.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. You mean like team versus team, like the winners of the matches?
Yeah.
I don't think it was random. I still think the better teams won, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I mean, I still think Navi was the best team there at the end of the day. I still think FaZe looked really good. I do think that Navi had a decider versus G2 that, you know, like that game, it was random, but that's just because both teams are so even. I don't know. I don't really see a world where you have too many upsets or random match outcomes.
Yeah. I think the score lines feel pretty random.
Yeah, I will say I agree with that. I feel like you would expect a lot more blowouts with MR12, like 13-1s. It seems like almost every game ends 13-7 these days, and I'm not quite sure why.
I guess it's playing the economy better, basically.
Yeah, like I feel like every game is 13-7, and if it's close, it's 13-11, and if it's not close, it's 13-1.
I was thinking differently, though. I felt like there was more blowouts than usual at the Major. But that might be me still not being fully accustomed to what a blowout is in MR12 versus MR15. Like maybe,
yeah, because 16-7 would have been borderline blowout.
Yeah, 16. I think anything under 10 is like a blowout, basically, in MR15.
I'd say under 8.
You could argue. Well, there are some games where you got 9, it was like a good game. But there's a lot of games where you could get 9 and it was like you never really had a shot. You were like,
that's
you
true.
were losing the whole time.
Yeah. Because back then you could win both pistols, get 6-0, and then yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So maybe I'm just not accustomed to it because it did feel like I kind of feel like one of the things about MR12 is that you don't get a chance to warm up into the game. So it's like if you're gonna lose, you're just gonna lose, and it's like it's map 2 that you can be warmed up into. There's no we had a bad start and we came back. It's like you had to start strong, finish strong, pretty much. That's the only, I guess, like random factor. I feel like someone argued that the outcomes were more random, and I looked at it, and my outlook was, yeah, they do feel a little bit more random, but it's also a new game. But if you're not thinking they're more random,
it is hard to expect the teams to convert over seamlessly. But I feel like the majority of them have. I mean, FaZe was one of the best teams in the world, maybe the best team before CSGO ended, and then they came in swing in. I mean, obviously, you still have your top contenders, Navi. Mouse was on the come up as well. I mean, I don't really see the top teams being that different. It's just the players.
So we have to look at it a little bit differently because, if you're talking about teams in general, but I mean, at the Major, we have to look at it a little bit differently in that it was almost impossible for the best teams not to make it to playoffs, right? Like, nobody's going to give Valve credit for this, but they deserve so much credit for it.
The seeding thing. We talked about this before the Major. Yeah, I remember.
It's so much better now. It's like, it was almost impossible for the best teams not to make the playoffs. It was like, clearly.
And that's how it should be, because we had the most stacked playoff bracket we've ever had at a Major for this event.
Except for G2.
Except for Eternal Fire.
Eternal Fire deserved it more than G2. Let's be honest.
I don't know. G2
was abysmal. G2 was horrific.
But they did play Navi in a really close best of 3 in the semis. If they would have won, there's a world G2 win the Major.
Here's the thing. G2, once they got into the playoffs, looked like a team that deserved to be in the playoffs. But if G2 in the group stage was horrific. They were so fucking bad, dude. Nico starting out games 1-10, and not even because he's shooting bad, it's because he's being put in these situations where he's never ever getting a kill here, because it's just like, we're gonna set up 4 flashes, bang, 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 and Nico's gonna run in, chasing him down and get a kill on someone, and the team is just like, oh, we didn't get blind, you're dead now. Like, see ya.
Yeah.
Like, it was so, I cannot believe I had to watch that game, dude.
It was rough.
Oh my god, dude. How did they beat VP when Nico started out the game like 1-10 or something? He was
Jame crashed. Because Jame crashed.
Oh my, I can't believe they came back in that game to actually, like, I'm pretty sure it was a comeback. Weren't they down like a lot?
Yeah.
I can't believe, dude,
they lost the first map. They were probably on track to lose the second map if Jame didn't crash.
Their T-sides,
and then
they're
the third map was pretty convincing, but to be honest, they were probably just checked out.
Valve actually really saved Hooksy's career. They actually, like, oh my god, holy fuck, dude. That was like that. Those T-sides are horrific, but it's like, I don't know. Is that Hooksy's fault? Like, surely there's a reason these things are happening. Like, it can't be that someone looks at these T-sides and is like, these are great. Love it.
I don't know, man. I don't know that much about G2, so it's kind of hard to speculate. But I don't know. It can't just be his fault. They have coaches, analysts. I mean, Nico himself and Monacy himself. Like they're definitely giving input. So I don't think it's
part of
all
the
on
problem
him.
I think is that Hunter is just bad now.
Yeah, he is, and I don't know why. I mean, like not as good as he used to be. To be clear, not just outright bad, but
he's been outright
he used
bad.
to be. I mean, maybe
like
maybe
since
at the
CS2
major
release, he's been like a .95 player. Like
okay, yeah.
I would say Nexa in the games I've seen of G2, Nexa has been better than Hunter.
Yeah. The problem is that there's just no way Nico cuts Hunter from his team.
Yeah. Well, I think he did well at this Chengdu or whatever, right? I think he did pretty well.
Oh, I didn't even. I was.
Did better. Yeah,
it was pretty much all played while I was sleeping,
yeah,
so I don't know.
Same. Yeah, that's the problem. I watched a lot of the major, but I didn't manage to watch
watched
a lot of
every match from the major, but I just did not watch this last event. I watched one map.
Kerrigan. Me too. He
Yeah.
really fucking shit the bed on map 3, man. He really
That's the
did.
only reason I feel bad. I feel bad because he lost, but I feel bad because he lost like that. That's the part that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like I would say it's career defining if he hadn't already won a major.
It's tough. It's tough. Well, to be fair, they were just getting bowled over in Banana, and I don't think really. I think that's part of the reason he did really bad is because they were getting fucked on in Banana, and it's just like you can't, you're just not winning that game. Like it just felt like a game they weren't gonna win anyways. But
yeah, the third match, it's just new Inferno, bro. Like oh, dude, the new Inferno is so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Although it was the most played map, did you see that? Wasn't it the most played map at the major?
Only in the playoffs. Yeah,
only in playoffs.
Because it was like one game played in the groups or something. Yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. It was like I mean really for random. The whole game it was the most played, but it basically all got played in playoffs. Is what I mean. Not it was the most played only in playoffs.
It's crazy though. Like people don't like outwardly have been speaking out about how they don't like New Inferno, and then it ends up being the most played map
because it's inoffensive. Not even inoffensive. It's just the map that like everyone knows, so it's like especially I think in big pressure matches, I think you want to go to a map that it's like dude,
but do you know Inferno now?
I think and I think MR12 has more of an impact on Inferno than anything else because like you get rolled over on Banana twice and it's like okay, now we just have to give it up.
All I can say now is that now that the major's over, I'm really excited to see what Valve does with Inferno. Hopefully they throw it in the trash can, but if they do rework it to make it better, I'm also down with that. I think Cadian said it. Somebody said it in like the perfect map pool video that HLTV did, but like somebody was like, just take new Inferno and just put the old one back in because that one was good.
I think
honestly, I'm normally really against like bring the old stuff back, but I'm not really sure why that version of Inferno got scrapped.
The more I watch it, the more I feel like the smoke Molotov interaction is like a major factor. I think it's a way bigger factor.
Oh, for Banana now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that like every time I see it, it's like I cannot find a player entering Banana at the beginning of the round where they're not ticked by at least 20 or 30 damage at the beginning of the round. 100% of the time. They're always injured. And it's like, that's just fucked. Like, I really think that... And that's the problem with all the complaining. Okay, me and Austin complained about the complaining at the beginning of this podcast for a while. The problem with all the complaining is then the real complaints that are actual fucking problems are never getting through.
Exactly, that's what I said. People
Smoke's
are
not putting out Molotovs for like a full 2 seconds when you throw it on it is a fucking huge issue. That is actually a big fucking problem. But have you ever... When was the last time you saw someone complain about that? Never.
No, as a matter of fact,
it's not going to get fixed.
The only Molly complaints that I'm seeing is that Apex threw a smoke on a Molly and it didn't go out. Wait, did you see that clip?
Yeah, I saw your response to it.
He missed it. Yeah. I didn't make the video. I wanted to. He missed it. He just missed it. But even if he did it,
it is bullshit that he missed that. No, that is bullshit that he missed it. You can say he missed it, but it is bullshit that he missed it.
But he did miss it because of the way that the mollies work. I agree that the CS2 does this thing where there's fire where there's no damage being dealt, and that's probably something that needs to be changed. Because then you smoke something that's on fire, but it's not part of the damage area, so it doesn't count as the smoke extinguishing. Anyway, my point is that even if he didn't miss it and it glitched, oh no, it's not like we've never seen that before. How many times have you saw that in CSGO? We literally used to call it getting CSGO'd.
Yep.
When you threw a smoke in a molly and it just went like up, like that used to happen all the time. And the one time that I could see anything similar to that happening in CS2, everybody's like, I knew it. This game sucks. It's like, dude, that happened all the time in CSGO. Even in the last version, that happened.
Well, there was always the problem that if you smoked the corner of a Molotov, it wouldn't put out the whole molly.
But that's just, I thought that was a feature. Yeah. No, it does, doesn't it?
No.
Are you sure? I've seen it before.
Okay, I've tested this on the outside of a smoke, where I know for 100% sure that in CSGO this would not put out the whole molly, but I haven't like pixel checked like the corner gap of a like that.
It happens,
thing, you know?
but the way it happens, I'm pretty sure off the top of my head, is if the smoke lands next to the molly and spreads into the molly, then it puts out half of it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. But even then, a lot of that felt, I couldn't get that interaction. So that interaction to work like consistently, that felt a little weird. But like, as in, if you're in a molly and you throw a smoke to put out the molly, you can throw it. I would have said this like with 100% confidence because I've tested this, but I tested like 2 months ago. You can throw it in the corner of that molly, and if it lands on the molly, it's blowing out the whole molly. Like, that was my understanding, unless I fucked this up. But like,
we could run it again.
I know for 100% sure that the way it worked in CSGO, where it was like it was easy to not put out the whole molly. It is not easy to not put out the whole molly in CS2.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
my
CSGO,
argument would be that like, yeah, you thought it was a feature, which is fair, but like I guess maybe it wasn't, or maybe it was, but they wanted to change it. I would say it's reasonable to be like, well, they removed this other problem and now they've got this new problem, and it's like, well, it's like the same. You've got it's a molly problem. It's like
smoke molly interaction is something that I would like the community to actually talk about in a way that's productive, but that's asking a lot from everybody. So yeah,
just the delay, man. Just the like, fuck this like gap thing. You're right. There is a gap, and he threw it in the gap. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, skill issue. The delay, dude. The delay has to go, man. It's
yeah,
like, what do you take, like 20 damage every fucking time? Like, it's fucking unbelievable how much damage you take just when you know that a molly's coming. And the funniest thing, by the way, about that Apex clip, if you watch it back, it's a good to make. I'm gonna put it in my next video, I think, because the Apex clip, if he just hid in the corner, he gets a kill there every single time, or he gets like a 2K, because I'm pretty sure they were about to run by him. Like, hold on, let me look at it. Let me double check, because I'm pretty.
Can you find the clip? Yeah, I don't know where it's at. If you can find it, yeah, I'll show you. I mean, it's just like,
no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
molly singes the ground, like it turns dark underneath where the molly is doing damage, but the fire itself, I guess the effect will go like through the area, so you'll have areas that aren't being singed, and that's not doing damage, and also it won't clip a molly, so you can't put it out off of that.
Yeah, let me check. I've got it. It looked like, I'm pretty sure they think this angle's clear. I think I might have watched this in the demo, and he looks like he just absolutely thinks this angle's clear, because the smoke lands so far out. And then he throws the nade, and then he's like, oh yeah, he's in the corner. But I don't know, I might be crazy here, but it looked like, when I was watching this from his POV in the demo, it looked like he was never clearing that corner.
I just like this goddamn TikTok on accident, unlucky.
I fucking hate TikToks on browser so much.
Yeah,
they're so bad.
he just missed it. Like, it sucks. It should, like, whether or not it should be a miss or not, like, I don't know, maybe not. To my knowledge, I understand how this interaction works enough to know that you don't throw the smoke there. I feel like that's just something that, like, you just gotta know, whether it's a bug or an intended feature or not. I don't know. I feel like you should just know it, though, if you're playing at the major.
It's CS2 is too new for people to just accept those bugs is the problem. Like the smoke molly interaction in CSGO, I'm sure the first bunch of times that it happened, everyone complained about it. And then everyone realized that that's part of the game. But because people are still learning that this exists, it's going to constantly be a complaint, because it's like, everyone doesn't know everything about the game yet, to like where it's like no longer a problem.
That's the only thing. It's like, I don't mind the communities like being confused about that, but I'm like, the pros should probably know that, you know?
Yeah, but they also should have known like the jump bug that like someone died to in the major, right? Like they shouldn't have been, you know.
Yeah, I was so frustrated. I was co-streaming that, and I was like, why is he doing that? Like, he knows he's gonna get clipped. Why is he doing that? That makes no sense. Why? Like, in my head, okay, yes, you shouldn't have to play like this, but you are playing on a game that you know if you do this, it's not gonna work. But it should have worked in CSGO. I get it. But are you still going to do it just to prove a point and lose the fucking round? Like, I don't understand. Like, look at us. I did the bug that everybody knew was going to happen if I did it, but I did it anyway.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know. Like I said, and even then, like, there was a way to make that bug not happen. The way you jumped up just had to be like a little different, and it never happened.
Yep.
So how do you not know either?
I'm pretty sure, by the way, that glitch actually existed in CSGO, because I was watching a couple demos for this Kenny S video. And actually, in a clip I kept in the video, Guardian failed to jump up on Ticket. And I'm pretty sure he got clipped on a pixel, like almost in the exact same way as it happens in CS2.
No, it would never happen in CSGO.
Well, this is like 2014. This is like...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Examples from 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, like, as in at the beginning of the game, I think it might have existed. But I didn't say that because, like, I haven't done the research on it. But it looked like Guardian got caught on
unfortunate.
in the exact same way that you'd get caught today.
You had to go that far back to find an example. Unlucky.
I think it actually did exist. It seems like it did. But, I mean...
Bro,
yeah,
I swear, these kids on Twitter, man, I can't do this, man.
No, you just gotta ignore them. I mean,
I have started ignoring them mostly, but some of them, you do you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Some of them you're like, yeah, I can't not respond to this because I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't.
I just went on my Twitter. Smooya says, imagine if pro athletes' gear just randomly broke this consistently during events matches. Yeah, you can't. So please fix this dog shit. As a Canadian, I took massive offense to this, okay? Because
what does that even mean?
Like, yeah, I know. Well, if you've ever watched fucking hockey, bro, if you've ever watched hockey, people's sticks explode all the time and it leads to goals all the time. They get scored on because their stick explodes and someone gets a breakaway. This happens like every game. Dude, people's bats break all the time in baseball. It happens like so regularly. They replace bats like once or twice a game. Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's a problem. It's just a terrible analogy. That's not the analogy. And then I responded. I was like, "Have you ever watched hockey?" And someone's like, "Terrible take, bro." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" That is, I swear to God, an actual feature of hockey. Your stick can fucking break and people will score and nobody's like, "Hold up, timeout, stick broken, no goal." Like, that doesn't happen. It's part of the fucking game. Yeah, I mean, bro, like, this is just a bad argument in general, bro. Equipment always breaks in esports, man. Brokey's mouse has been spinning out every game they've been playing for like the past week. Yeah, that's, have you been watching? He needs to have a backup mouse, man. Yeah, I 100% agree. But dude, still, like, equipment fails. The only difference is now is like we can't blame the player. We can blame the game. Like, if Brokey's mouse spins out, it's like, oh, dude, you gotta have your mouse. What the fuck are you doing? Yeah, but there's been, I mean, CS pros are. I know. Notoriously, like, someone was asking, I remember a while back someone was asking fans for an exact version of their mouse because they didn't travel with an extra version of the only mouse they have. Like, oh yeah, like, this has happened a bunch of fucking times. CS pros are just historically make a lot of mistakes. It is what it is. Anyway, Smooya, come on the podcast sometime, bro. I thought you were gonna get someone. What happened to we were gonna get someone? I don't know. What happened to we were gonna get somebody that you were talking about? Yeah, well then we it was like I was waiting for you to get back from the major, and then I had family over last week. Then I got sick, so yeah. Yeah, we'll get somebody on, bro. Let's. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. We get we'll get somebody. I'll talk to my contacts. All right. Yeah. I'll hit my manager up and tell him to get the big boys in here. Yep. So next week, Drake is on the podcast, guys. I hope you guys are excited for that. He's actually a closet CS fan. Closet CS fan. Yeah, he doesn't like to talk about it because people, write diss tracks about him and then delete them later. Man, I've like, people were hyping up some Kendrick Drake beef, and it was like, this is the most manufactured shit I've ever heard in my life. There's just no way. This is like, they're hyping it as if it's like a fucking boxing match. That means this is fake. The J. Cole Drake beef, bro. J. Cole wrote a diss and then deleted it. This is all. I guarantee this shit's manufactured. This is. Oh, bro. It's probably not. People are petty like that, man. Yeah, Drake is a fucking complete moron. So yeah, I do believe that Drake can start beef over. He did lose a beef to Anthony Fantano. Just to be clear, That's Drake true. Lost and not a only beef that, he got Anthony smoked. He got fucking smoked by an internet blogger. Okay, by an internet music reviewer. The biggest artist in the world got smoked by an internet fucking music reviewer. Okay, this guy's you know what? Let's get Anthony on the podcast. Actually, I'll hit him up. I'm sure we could have a great podcast with him on here. We could just talk about music. This podcast can go any direction we want. It doesn't have to be. We'll just have him come in here. We'll talk to music, and go from there. Yeah, the mic. My cat sometimes like pulls this off. This comes off. Sometimes he his tail flicks it off, and then he'll just start eating it.
Don't listen to him. He actually just takes a bite out of it every once in a while.
He'll just start eating. If it's on here, he doesn't touch it. But as soon as it's released from the mic, he's eating it. And it was like it flew off, and then I was like, because my mic, I usually have it like off to the side when I'm not like doing anything. So like I'm chilling with my cat. I didn't realize the mic was off. I like get back on the computer, and then I look down, and 10 seconds later, it's just this thing is like half destroyed, and I'm like, dude, it was on the ground for like fucking 10 seconds, dude. How is it so destroyed, man? I don't know.
I don't know where mine is. I have one. I don't use it though.
You have one. You have one on your mic by default. It comes with one.
I know, but I have another one.
Don't use the big one. No, the big one's worse. The big one's worse.
Hello?
No, you're supposed to take the one that is on it off and then put the other
one.
Really? Yeah.
It comes off?
But don't do that. The big one's worse.
Hello?
It gives you a slightly better pop filter, but you should be enunciating correctly to prevent that if you're a fucking nerd.
I don't enunciate, dude. I'm pretty sure I have a low-key lisp, bro, and I listen to myself back. I'm like, what the hell am I saying?
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to there's something you're supposed to do with your P's so it's not like popping super hard. You're supposed to I know how to do it, but I don't know what it's called. But the filter, the other filter they give with the SM7B, I've tested it a lot. It sounds a lot worse. It's like way too thick. It's way worse.
Yeah. Interesting. So you want to call it there? We'll come back next week. We'll have our guest on, and hopefully everything will be good.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Then I lost the beef to the ghost. I think I remember that too. Oh boy. All right.
We got to get Fantano on here, bro. I'm sure he's down. We'll hit him up.
I think we might.